I'm back. Not that anybody gives a shit. What's up? Oh my god, I hate this. I forgot how to talk to a camera. Ew. Oh no. Anyways, what's up? How you going? How are you going? What am I... Why am I here? I'm bored. And I got some more embarrassing stories. And I just got fired, so... Can I get that coin? Can I get that Henny on the rack? This is the time I found out I had dyslexia. No. This is the story of the time I paid someone to be my friend. Yes, I did that. So, this all starts back in my sophomore year of college. It was the beginning of the semester, right before we had like homework and like scenes to work on and stuff like that. So me and my roommate decided to go out and have like a little girls' night. So we go out to this bar. We're having like a great time, you know, doing our thing. And then like out of nowhere, like this giant group of frat guys just like comes into the bar, and they just go over to the bar and they're like being rowdy and doing what frat guys do. And me and my roommate were just killing ourselves laughing, and you know, it was funny. They were, you know, I don't know, it was funny. And then I needed to get up to like go get like a glass of water or something at the bar. So I go over to the bar to get my water. I grab my water, and then as I'm walking away, I lock eyes with one of these frat guys, and I'm like not kidding you. This is like the closest. Well, okay, I was a sophomore in college, so like I'm being dramatic, but like this was like the closest to like love at first sight. But like, you know what I'm talking about? Like when you like never meet somebody before, and like you like just see them from like across the room or whatever, and immediately with like nothing, there's just immediate like sparks. It's just immediate. You just click. Like that's what happened. And so we end up like crossing the bar and start chatting with each other. I kind of left my roommate over there, but she ended up like meeting with like some of the other frat guys, and she was she was chatting up. She was having a good time. So it wasn't like I just left her. But me and this guy, we're gonna call him Chad because that's just a perfect. Yeah. So me and Chad are really flirty. Like, it's not just me. It's not like a one-sided thing. Like, we are like, it was just like fun. You could like, there was clearly like a connection. Like other people could see that. And Chad ends up going to the bathroom or something like that. He leaves the bar, and one of Chad's friends comes up to me and says, "Oh, you know, he's been like talking to somebody like back home that he has like a big like history with." And I was like, "Oh, okay, all right, whatever," and I kind of like, you know, brushed it off, like, because, you know, he still was talking to me, so obviously, like, something, I don't know, something was interesting, whatever, but I was still meeting with some of the other frat guys, and we ended up having, like, a fun time chatting as well, so it wasn't just, like, this one guy. But we ended up going back after that to one of the guys' dorms or apartments or something like that with like the whole group. And retrospectively, like, this was not my brightest moment, us being two girls going into the like group with just a bunch of frat guys. Maybe I probably wouldn't do that again in the future, but I did it. So it's kind of like this, like, you know, after party, whatever, after the bar, and, you know, we're all just kind of chilling, having a good time, you know, listening to music, whatever, as we do. And then as that part of the night is coming to a close, Chad and this friend of Chad, who had so kindly informed me about this girl that he was talking to, we all decided to go back to Chad's apartment. So this was like a secondary location.
Your odds of coming back alive are slim to none.
Probably shouldn't have done that either, but we wanted to go up to the roof because it was a beautiful night out, and we wanted to see as many stars as we possibly could. It's New York City; you can't really see, you know, very many, but it was pretty nice. And the dorm or whatever that they were at didn't have one, so we ended up going up to Chad's place and going up and we had a beautiful view of the skyline. It was so wonderful. This was actually like a really, really fond memory of mine, because it was just like no matter who it was with, it was just like a really cool like moment. But anyway, even after that, it gets cold outside. We go back inside to Chad's apartment, and we're all having fun, like laughing, and like the three of us are like, you know, connecting really well. But it was very clear that me and Chad were connecting more on a deeper level. And his other friend, we're gonna call this friend, I don't know, George. We're gonna call him George. Sorry, George. So, George ends up getting up, going to the bathroom, but it was very clear he didn't want to leave us alone. He had the vibe. But he still got up and went to the bathroom. Me and Chad like get like really like not physically close, but like more emotionally close, and we're just learning so much about each other, and we were just so similar, and there was just such a connection there, and like I don't know, it's just so quick. Like I never felt like a connection that fast before. But anyway, so stupid, embarrassing, whatever. And the guy comes back, and Chad ends up texting the guy, Chad ends up texting George, asking George to leave so that it could just be me and Chad for the rest of the night. And he was very adamant that he did not want to leave without me. He did not want me to stay at Chad's, but we were persistent, and so George ends up leaving. The rest of the night, like the rest of the entire night, Chad and I are just talking. He's telling me about his entire life. But as we're doing this, I confront him about this girl that he's been talking to. And he tells me that it's just this girlfriend that he had for so long, but she was so toxic. Their relationship was just so toxic. They had been together so long that she had turned him into a person that he didn't want to be anymore. Like he wasn't the same person as he was when he went into this relationship, and he didn't like the person that he'd become. And again, hindsight is 20/20, but maybe I shouldn't have bought that. But I did. And he like swore that it was going to be over between them soon, and that he felt this connection with me that he never felt with her. Oh my god, I was so stupid. Why did I believe all this? So, as me and Chad are growing close, me and George are also kind of like getting friendly, because we had similar classes near each other, so we would pass each other in the hallways a lot, and so we would stop and like chat and have, you know, good conversations. And then George ended up having a birthday party coming up, and Chad was going to be there. We were going to hang out when we got there, but you know, we weren't going to go there together or whatever. Before his birthday was coming up, we did like hang out like outside of school as well. We'd gone back to other bars and stuff like that with some of the other like frat kids. We like hung out as a group, so it like nothing was weird except for like me and Chad like having this like, you know, like connection, you know. But then, you know, the birthday rolled around. George had asked me, he was like, oh, since we like live in the same dorm, oh yeah, that's why we saw each other so much, because we lived in the same dorm. Anyway, he was like, hey, since we live in the same dorm, do you want to just ride with me to my party? And I was like, yeah, sure, that'd be dope. So I get ready for this party, like super ready to see Chad, having a, you know, whatever. And I walk downstairs out of the lobby of my dorm, and there is a freaking Porsche in the street waiting for me. Like a gorgeous Porsche waiting in the street for me. And he's like, and George is like, hey, come on, like we're going to my party. And I was like, in this? And he was like, yeah, it's super, you know, like it's super cool, whatever. And I was like, okay. And then he shoved me in the back seat. He didn't even sit in the back with me. He sat in the front seat with his dad, who was driving us, and made me sit in the back seat by myself, which, red flag. We arrive at the party, and I get out of the car, and like the people at the party were like, that were waiting to get inside of like the location, were all standing outside staring at me and George getting out of this car, and like clapping, because like it's his party, it's his birthday, whatever. And I guess he's like super rich and whatever, and so he had spent a lot of money getting this, like securing this location and getting a freaking Porsche to, you know, get me to this party. So yeah, that was really weird to me, but like, nothing else weird, like, happened during the party. Like, I talked to Chad for a little bit, but then, like, something, I don't even remember, but I was being petty, and so I was trying to, like, flirt with other men in front of him, but why am I saying this? This is so stupid. Anyway, so the night ends up fine, but I don't really spend much of my time with George. I spend a lot of it with Chad and, like, a couple other people that I met there, because it was a party. Like, what was I supposed to do? Like, I don't know, because I didn't think anything of it. I didn't think that him having me come with him meant anything, but I suppose to him it meant something. He literally told me it was because we were in the same dorm. He literally said that to me. So that's what I thought of it, and so I didn't spend the night, like, with him at all. After that, I noticed that Chad kind of, like, backed off texting me a little bit. So I texted George and I was like, hey, do you know what's kind of going on with Chad? No response from him. I wasn't, like, crazy or anything like that, but I would, like, say, like, hey, did I, like, say something? Is there something I can, talk to you about? And nothing. Like, and I was hanging out with these people, like, every single weekend for, like, a month. I mean, that's only, like, 4 weekends, but, like, still, we were, like, texting all the time and stuff like that, and Snapchatting and whatever. We were talking so often that, like, I could tell that something was wrong when they stopped talking to me. And so I was like, please, like, text me back. Like, I want to know if I said something or if I did something, because I want to apologize, like, if I upset either of you or whatever, and just still absolutely nothing. So here's where the money comes in. Because I was so desperate to get these people to talk to me. Oh my God, this is so dramatic. This is so embarrassing. Because I was so desperate to get these people to talk to me. In my head, I convinced myself that he was upset with me because he had paid, when we had gone out before, he had paid for drinks. And he had paid for, like, tickets to, like, get into, like, covers, like, whatever. And, like, so in my head, I convinced myself that it was because I didn't pay him back for that, even though he swore up and down that I, like, didn't have to. But I, like, convinced myself that that's why he didn't want to talk to me anymore. So I ended up, out of the blue, Venmoing, like, $75 to this guy, with, like, the caption, like, my reason or whatever, said, like, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry, please, like, take this, like, if you're upset that I never paid, that I didn't pay you back, like, like, I don't know, I just feel so, so bad. And I send him the money, and I still don't get a response. And I'm, like, freaking out, like, what I did to get these two people to just ghost me out of the blue, like, at the exact same time, like, within the same couple of days. Finally, I can't remember what I did to get his attention, but finally, Chad ends up getting back to me, saying that this whole entire time, and I mean, it's so dumb that, like, now I, like, look back, like, how was I so, like, oblivious, like, and I don't know, how was I so oblivious to this? But this, and I mean, maybe I wasn't oblivious, but I just kind of, like, denied it, like, didn't think it was, like, that big of a deal, because they were buddies, whatever. He didn't want to be my friend. He was expecting something from me, which I guess is why people say that girls and boys can't be friends, which is such a lie. I don't know, this was just one of the most frustrating realizations of just, like, why can't you be friends with somebody without, like, I genuinely thought we had a very good friendship. Like, I literally paid him to talk to me. Then I ended up asking Chad what his reason for ghosting me. I was like, oh, did you ghost me for that reason too? Because, like, you were upset for him? And he was like, no, I have a girlfriend, and I realized that I should be with her instead. And I was like, well, I'm glad to know that I didn't do anything, and that you were just an asshole who wasn't worthy of my time. I don't know, it made me feel like I'm not the bad person in the situation. So, ends up, George still did not say a word to me. But I ended up getting Chad to get the money back from him to give back to me. So he did that. That was that. So of course, as I should have suspected, like, I don't know why I was so... I mean, I guess I always knew, I just kind of, like, let it... It was just always, like, in the back of my mind, because I just thought that they were such good friends that it, like, didn't matter that... I don't know. I did not think it was going to be that big of a deal, but, like, the whole time, George, I guess, thought that, you know, he didn't want to be my friend at all, and if I wasn't with him that way, then he didn't want to talk to me at all. And that made me sad, because I thought that we genuinely had a good, like, friendship. It was just really frustrating, because that whole time I spent, like, an entire month, like, well, it wasn't like a month, it was a couple weeks, like, in agony, like, trying to figure out why these people wouldn't talk to me, because they were, like I said, they were the only people I hung out with for, like, weeks on end. And so it was just so weird to, like, not hear from them. And that was why. Because men are trash. Check it. So there it is. Can't say I'm quite the sharpest bulb in... Sharpest bulb? So that's that. You can laugh. I'm laughing. And maybe I'll think up some more of my crazy life. And my life is kind of crazy. Yeah. So, bye, beachies. Oh, can I say that?